despite of like all the people telling you, no, you can't do that, you have to do this. You know, you were managing a recovery home, you were, you know, right out of rehab, working, saving people's lives, and like here you go, got, you know, three shows, and that's or 2 shows right now,
2.5,
2.5. I mean, that's an inspiration, man, and I think you're making good investments, but you know, I'm just a lowly dope fiend, so.
Well, and I think you know what you're good at, and I think you know what you love to do. This was something I was pretty good at, and this is something I love to do. It made sense, you know, this isn't just a coping skill. This is something that I genuinely want to do. I don't want to go knit a blanket. I'm not going to, because I'm mad and pissed off because I screwed up the stupid shirt. I'm obviously not good at arts and crafts. Like, I can get there a little bit. Like, I just designed this new shirt. It's like 217 recovery with like an old Atari kind of looking thing, and then whatever. But then I put it on crooked.
That kind of gives a character, though, too.
Yeah. But I mean, I do like designing stuff. That's cool. But as far as like the podcast and doing this, and when I first started it, and I was in sober living, and them dudes were hating. Like, who's really 3 months sober? You're gonna start a podcast about recovery? But I was already prepared for that. I already knew that was going to happen. My friend Joyce, you know, who was in River, that was one of my concerns. I was like, what am I going to do when I get out of here at 3 months sober and people are going to start talking shit? And what do I do? And she's like, nothing. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, she's like, those people are going to be hating because they're not doing anything with their recovery.
I would tell them to check out some Brene Brown videos. That might change their perspective a little bit.
But yeah, and I just didn't let anybody tell me no that I couldn't do it, you know, and I was fearful too when I started doing it at Nathan's house, the recovery house that I was at, that he was going to come in and say, you can't be doing that here. But he was just like, hey, don't talk about the stuff that's going on in the house here. But I don't even think he really said that. We just kind of took that as, you know, there's some things that we're not really doing a podcast to talk about what's going on in Nathan's house today, you know, or who didn't make their bed.
Nathan's house special.
Yeah, it was more about, hey, I'm so pissed off because of this, or, you know, I'm trying to get to the bottom of why I'm pissed off. Oh, it's because I'm hurt because of this, you know, just getting into our feelings. And if you listen from a year ago, you know, you can still go back and listen. There's 165 hours of straight podcasting if you ever have time. Just listen to every single one of them. Feel free. Some are better than others, you know, but some are funny, some are sad, and you know, some are real, some are probably just suck. But
well, that's real life, you know. We wouldn't have the happiness and the laughter without that pain and suffering, and I think that's one thing today. Like we talk about like these bad experiences and these bad emotions, like, you know, it's all part of a greater whole, and it's like, I don't know, I've been so lost in labeling everything like, oh, this was a negative experience, this was a bad feeling, when really I learned just as much, you know, from that, and it's like, that's how you get to the point of happiness and joy. And I really want to know what's going on at Nathan's house, though. What's going on there?
Yeah. I can make a call. I'll give you his number. Jason DeBeck's a good guy, man.
Do you guys want to know what's going on at 640?
I see what you're saying. You know?
I'm just kidding. But yeah,
it's the 640 podcast.
The 640 podcast. No, that's good stuff though. Like, I'm grateful that, you know, there's places like Nathan's house, and I know Jason from meetings. He's a great guy. I've seen him speak a few times, and that's what we need. You know, people lose sight of how powerful our words are, and it's like you can destroy someone or you can rebuild someone with just your words. You know, words of encouragement, speaking life, and we forget. You know, like, I'd rather spend my time honestly, like, picking out positive things and building people up, talking about dreams, talking about what we can do, than pointing out all the negative stuff. You know, there's too much of that already in the world, and it's just, you know, some days it gets hard, but it's worth taking the time to encourage people. And, like, you know, him doing that, him saying that to you, I'm sure that helped you a lot to get where you're at now with it. And
yeah, there was a time. Welcome to Nathan's house with Corey and Gabe. Now, there was a time, though, when in order to live there, you got to pay the rent, you have to do chores, you have to hit, 5 meetings a week. There's certain things you have to do. And one of the things, you had to have a service position. Well, some of the guys would just go, oh, yeah, clean up after the 8 o'clock meeting. Okay. And then you'd see them at the meeting. First one's out the door, and you're like, man, they're just making that up.
Man.
But they're just saying it, to say it. And like Jason will tell you, you're not helping yourself. You're just kicking a little dirt over, the cigarette butt. No, the cigarette butt's still there on the ground, man.
Right.
Like you just throwing some dirt over it. You're only hurting yourself.
Yep.
But it got to the point where I was like, well, I don't want to do that. And it came to me, and I was going through my check-in sheet, and I was like, I don't have a service position. I don't know. And he's like, well, yeah, you do. I'm like, no, I don't, man. I'm telling you, I don't. I'm sorry, I'll work on it. He's like, no, you do the podcast. I was like, yeah. You get paid for that? I was like, no. He's like, there you go, man. He's like, you're helping people. What you're doing is a service. And you should have seen all them haters' faces, because they were just like,
yep.
Wait, what? It was really funny, man. Like, they were hating, man. And I just kept walking with my head held high. I wasn't even looking at them. I was just I had too much stuff to do. I had too much stuff going on. I had a mission. I had goals. I still have those goals. I have more goals and different missions, but to just put that aside, and they can keep over here yapping with, you can't do this, you can't do that, and they can just can't doing nothing. And I'm doing something, and I don't care if 4 people listen. I mean, more than 4 people listen, because I know my mom listens, my cousin listens, my sister listens, my girlfriend listens. So that's 4 right there, man.
It's awesome.
So yeah,
4 people you're helping.
Doing big things. Got about 5 listeners when you listen tonight, Gabe.
See, well, that's the thing though. Like, okay, that's 5 people we're helping by talking about. By bringing awareness to some of the pitfalls, by pointing out some positive, encouraging things. 5 people you're helping, rather than if we're out there bitching with the rest of the people, 10 people that we'd be bringing down or feeding into the negativity. And I mean, shit, I'm doing a lot better by speaking that with 5 people than I was when I was in psychosis from methamphetamine, thinking those 5 people were FBI agents chasing me. Granted, I should have never been there in the first place, but that's when you learn from that experience. And it's a compass. The past is a compass to direct you in the future, what to avoid and what to embrace. And it's kind of, I'm glad you hung in there, because
it would have been easier to just walk away, to go, yep, them guys are right, and yeah, I suck, but I hit the gate so hard out of there, man. Like within, I was out in March, got the company, started it really early April, but the UFAM rally was in May last year. It was supposed to be in May this year too, but of course COVID. But I made contact with the people at UFAM rally, and we became a media sponsor within like a month of just like forming. And like, I was just seeing the guys' faces in 217 recording, like Rob and Matt. They're like, what? We're doing what? I was like, do you guys think I was effing around? I was like, I'm not playing, man. This is what I do. Right. And Scott, from the UFAM rally, is a good guy, man. And I was hoping to have him on during a podcast there, but we didn't get a chance. But, this year I want to have him on before the rally, which I think he's kind of just like still going, is it going to be September? I don't know, man. They've already moved it. And that's a lot of work, that they do. They have people coming in to speak. They have everything to set up on the lawn of the Capitol building in Lansing. And then they have it set up. Nope, not happening in May. So let's move everything. So now he's moved everything to September, and he's still kind of, and this is just all speculation, sitting there thinking, do I have to move it again? That would be a pain. But you know what? Those people are great people, and they'll do whatever it takes, and maybe we'll do, I don't know how we could do a Zoom meeting from there, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's something that we can work out, and we don't have to bring guns and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff was crazy. And I hate the news media, by the way. Let's talk about that for just a second.
I don't even watch the news, man. I don't even watch TV. So all I hear is, what people are telling me, and
that sucks.
I've got enough craziness in my life, and it's like, I don't know, dude. I like what my dad taught me. Like, I can't change everyone else in the world, and like AA is big on teaching this too. Like, you can't change the people around you. You can't change the world, but you can make little changes in yourself and just come to accept things. And like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not I'm getting outside. I'm taking steps to just kind of care for myself. Like, not forgetting about, what brings me peace, nature, getting out on my longboard, playing music. And then people can be pissed off and crazy and, do whatever they got to do, but just shut up, let the time pass. And I don't know. I guess I'll probably piss a lot of people off by saying that, but I don't know enough about politics and what's going on. Like, I'm ignorant, and I need to.
So you didn't hear the governor's banning guitars?
Oh, shit.
Let's go.
I'm going to be going back to jail.
No. But that's how people do it, though. And I just want to make a quick point about that. I know you don't listen to the news or pay attention, but well, not that you don't pay attention. I'm just saying you don't get involved in all the BD app. But the thing that I noticed is they showed, and it was the news station, and I know the news station covered the UFAM rally, but the way they covered it, hundreds come, dude, there was nobody there, man.
Wow.
And then like all the stuff on Facebook, I'm saying like, you guys are blowing this way out of proportion. Now Indiana thinks we're stupid. When Indiana thinks we're stupid, then we got a problem.
Uh-oh.
Trust me, I'm from down there. I'm not Indiana, but Southwest Michigan. And so, I mean, come on, man. We can't have people from Indiana. It's what are Ohio people thinking about us now? Now we got Ohio people thinking about us bad. We definitely don't need that.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, it wasn't even that big a deal. A few people, maybe 50, I don't even know. It was not many people. And it's like, how come UFAM wasn't carried that way, or covered that way? I mean, it should have been like.
And that's what kind of puts me off about it. Like, the media, they'll skew everything. They'll cover all this negative stuff. They'll tell you, like, they'll blow up the fear portion of, like, this virus and this epidemic. But, what about all the people that are dying from alcoholism and drug addiction on the daily? Like, never even talk about. Like, they just now started publicizing, like, commercials that there is hope, there is support groups out there. But, like, you never hear about, the way that foundations in our community are, like, impacting in a positive way. Like, you never hear a story on, or you do, but it's few and far between, a story on, like, Father Fred, how they're helping everyone in this hard time of need. The Koski Hall, ATS, how their workers are still pushing through. Like, and you do hear a little bit, but, the medical field, like, there's so much good going on in spite of all this negativity, and it's like, where's the coverage on that?
Right. And it's there. It's just, we're going to get more people interested. They're going to listen, because you know what they're going to lead with today? Governor Whitmer extends it to May 28th, and they're going to throw a reaction. Oh, that's so stupid. I can't go hunting tonight. It sounds like that's what my brother does too. He lives in California. I was like, man, it sounds like that South Park episode. And it's just like that's exactly what it looks like, man.
Yeah,
Jesus
and that's
coming back.
And that's why, like, the TV will be on, and I'll see something like that, and then I'll just walk away. And it's funny because I say that, like, that piece of advice from my dad, but he's the first one bitching about, like, Trump and just, like, everything on Facebook. It's like, what about the acceptance thing you taught me about? Like, accept what you can't change and change the things you can. But I guess, if you have a strong enough statement and you make it and enough people hear, like, you can make changes if you have a
a booty call. No, you told me something funny in the car about somebody getting prescribed something for 2 years.
What was that?
You said that John prescribed somebody